Hi, Aries. Some smudge of sage to cleanse the space. 3 chimes to bring in positive energy. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries. If you have Aries anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Aries. What would you like Aries to know or to be aware of during this reading? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. Aries, welcome to Remedies, Alchemy, and Tarot. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. I do look at your horoscope. I look at the sun placement, the moon placement, and other planetary placements to get a good idea of the energy that is surrounding you. But first and foremost, I do rely on my intuition. It is my intention that during this reading, you also connect with your intuition as well. I think that the tarot cards are a wonderful way to vet or to verify what we're thinking, what we are already feeling. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. What would you like Aries to know or to be aware of during this reading? I tell you, you are in a very productive energy. Everything that you touch, everything that you've been working, maybe I should say, everything that you've been working so hard on or so hard for is increasing. And it's increasing threefold here for you, Aries. And I love that the foundation, the basis of your reading this week is the Chariot card, which is victory after competition, which goes back to you have really been working hard towards your goals. You have really set an intention on manifestation and you are working hard. And I see after many challenges, you receive the victory that you seek. And that is driven by the Queen of Cups. Perhaps all of these challenges have left you feeling a little bit emotionally drained. And let's see how that plays into the rest of your reading this week, Aries. Aries, in your public life, your career, your education, business, work, and finances, we start with the Knight of Cups. Slow and steady wins the race here. Being determined is really what is helping you achieve and increase. The Page of Swords, finding clarity. There's something coming in, something here for you that maybe you don't see. There's something that's pushing you outside of your comfort zone. Here we have the Two of Swords, which is we're looking towards the horizon. We're looking into the great unknown. And as we're looking out to the horizon, we have the world in our hands. And again, that is speaking to the abundance that's coming in for you. The Page of Swords, starting something new. There's something new that you are starting, a new career, a new project, but this new career, this new project has you achieving outside of your comfort zone. Aries, look back. Look and see how far you have come. If we were talking last year, if we were talking last month, the projects, the career, what it is that you're taking on, you wouldn't have been able to achieve it. But you have grown so much that you are now able to achieve things outside of your comfort zone. And you have the ability to handle anything, and everything that is coming your way, your abilities have increased threefold. But I, so when I'm talking about your abilities, I am talking about what you're physically able to do and what you're mentally able to do. But your ability is your how you're applying that. And so I'm getting a very distinct feeling, a very distinct uh, indicator here that you've always possessed many of these abilities, but you have not always possessed the ability to apply in order to achieve. And that is key here for you. You can do this. You have it. Relax. Relax. I see you following your passions, following your desires. Relax and keep the faith. Keep the faith. And as you keep the faith, you will see that more responsibilities, more creative actions, more opportunities are going to be coming your way simply by the ability to apply your abilities. Wow, that was almost a little bit of a tongue teaser here for you, Aries. In your private life, your home, love, family, and friends, we start off with the Two of Swords. Another choice, another option, making a decisions. The Four of Swords, taking time out, taking time to consider, taking time to ponder. Wow. And then we have the Seven of Wands, being guarded, being protective. But I love that we have this fresh starts, this new beginnings, this leaving, the putting the old behind. I like to call this my get out of jail free card. If we look closer, we can see that there's a castle wall, and we see that these people have broken free of the castle wall. They've broken free of what was holding them captive, and they've moved into the great unknown, the great wide open, and everyone is celebrating. There's even people here in the background celebrating that with you, Aries. What is going on here? These three cards here, I will admit, are a little bit troubling. It looks like there are feelings of isolation. There's feelings of separation from those that you care about. And I think that is a choice on your part. You know, yeah, that's a choice on your part. It's going to be up to you to open up. Perhaps you're concerned about needing to spend some extra money, and especially, I am getting ready for winter. I'm As we come into fall, I will have to tell you, I am a penny pincher. I like to have a lot of money set aside for winter. Winters are so taxing on our finances. Our heat bill increases, our electric bill increases, our fuel card, it just seems like everything increases. And as those things are increasing, our income, it either stays the same or in my case, it reduces. But so I think a majority of us do like to have a nice nest egg as we're getting ready to go into winter. And there's a request, or you're feeling that it's going to cost or going to take extra money to participate in social gatherings or family events. But I will tell you, Aries, that there is a solution here. If this extra expense requires saying no to an event, That's okay, so be it. But before you say no to this event, consider having a conversation, and letting people know that you're keeping an eye on your budget, you're keeping an eye on the bottom line. It's okay to let everybody know that you're on a tight budget at this time. um, there's a solution here. There's a solution here, and I think the solution again requires you reaching out and letting people know what your situation is. I think that there's at least one, if not three or four people here that are willing. It's like they want you to participate in this social event. They want you to participate in this social event. And I would say, worst case scenario, if someone is unable to help out, that if you can swing it, go ahead and bite the bullet and attend this social event. I think that you are going to find this social event very fulfilling. I will also say, if you are single, you also run the possibility of meeting a potential life partner at this social event. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. And here we have the Hermit card, which is the great teacher, the teacher from within, the Ace of Cups, emotional and spiritual fulfillment, followed by the Six of Cups, which is happy thoughts, happy memories, memories from the past, gifts from our ancestors. And that is followed by the Six of Swords, which is the transition card, a quiet transition. There, again, I think that we're melancholy. Melancholy is coming to mind here. Are you experiencing melancholy at this time, Aries? Just thinking about the past and thinking about memories of the past. People, thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. Aries, when people we normally rely on seem to drop off the face of the planet, or if something happens and they become unavailable to us, this is the universe offering us a lesson in self reliance. What you need to remember is that you have everything that you need within you, and you received everything you need from a grandparent, a grandparent, an aunt, a great aunt, an aunt has passed on and is watching over you at this time and is trying to guide you and offer you words of guidance, offer you words of wisdom. I would say many times when an ancestor is speaking to us, they use so many different things. Um, my aunt speaks to me in the form of a bird, a hummingbird to be specific for her. My uncle speaks to me in the color of blue green. There's a blue green shade that my uncle speaks to me in. My grandfather speaks to me in the form of the smell of chocolate cake. I know it's weird, but I guess what I'm getting at here, Aries, is that you have I believe this to be a grandmother or a great aunt or an aunt that has passed on that is speaking to you. And spirit speaks to us differently. And each spirit, especially when it's our ancestors, speaks to us differently. And it's up to us to decipher that language. Many times when I'm talking about deciphering, I'll start with dreams to keep a dream journal. But for you, I don't think it's a dream journal. I think it's honestly, it may become to just journaling things that happened to us or journaling things that we thought of during the day. And, for the first couple weeks, it may seem nonsensical and things may not make sense to us, but just journal little thoughts that you have or little visions that you had and how they coincide to what you were doing, what you were thinking, what you were smelling, what you were experiencing. And I would imagine within the first couple of weeks, you're going to start to see patterns. And as you start to see patterns, you'll recognize how this ancestor is talking to you, how this ancestor is reaching out to you. And as soon as you recognize how they're reaching out to you and what those synchronicities are meaning to you, you're going to be able to connect with what they're trying to tell you. But first, we must identify them. As soon as we identify them, that is when that veil lessens, that veil thickens. And so many times when I'm speaking of spirits and speaking of the spiritual world, I'll speak of a veil. It's almost like that veil kind of widens and thins. And for me, especially when someone that I love or someone close to me is getting ready to transition, that veil thins. And as that veil thins, more and more spirits channel to me, channel through me. And then as that time wanes and that veil thickens, it's almost sometimes like we feel like we need to work a little bit harder on identifying. But the one thing nice about if that veil is a little bit thicker is it gets a little bit easier to control who is coming in and when and how they're coming in. But again, for you, I will suggest keeping a journal, keeping a thoughts journal keeping a thoughts journal. And I would really say probably within the next couple of weeks you'll be able to identify who this is that is trying to speak to you, who this is that is guiding you. And as soon as you find out who it is that is guiding you, everything's going to make sense and everything's going to fall in place for you, Aries. Thank you.